everybody, Randy Reviews It here. So this is the last installment in kind of the Cyelee Optics series. This is the Bear, which is their closed emitter kind of mailbox design, like an Acro or anything like that. If you haven't watched those other Cyelee videos, go take a look. This was the one that I wanted everyone to watch though, because this is the only one that I had an issue with. And I'm still vetting this because I'm not 100% certain that the issue's not going to come back. So I've been testing this a little bit more than the other ones at this point. But the Cyelee Bear is a $215 kind of closed mailbox design. And if you look at this, Lucas Botkin did a video kind of calling out these Chinese optics and things like that. And he was mentioning, you know, like, hey, there's Gideon. This is basically a Swamp Fox Kraken, I believe it is. And then there's a couple others that all have the exact same, like, red dot. And they're all made pretty much by the same company. So in that end, I think Cyelee comes in at the most reasonably priced out of them. Which, if it's all the same, you know, I would check out, obviously, the cheaper version. So I did have a few issues with this. To explain what happened, the first time we took this to the range, I was out with Jared from Guns and Gadgets. Asked him if he'd ever shot the Echelon before, because that's what I've had this mounted on. He said no. I said, you know, here, give it a try, that sort of thing. And we started laughing because he shot it and then the red dot turned off. And then he shot it again and the red dot turned back on. So it was like turning off and on each time he shot it. And I experienced something like that before on like a primary arms sight that I had. And it was related to the battery cap not being tightened down. So I've tightened this down and I haven't had the issue come back. So that's probably it. But just to speak on that, I didn't put this battery in. It came with the battery in, I believe. So it's like, it came with the cap loose. So make sure if you get one of these, tighten that down. I haven't had any issues with that. The other thing, so this is my first kind of mailbox sight with the Acro mount. And maybe it's my fault, but I was beating this a little bit. And this is taking the damage amazingly. I was racking this on the table, trying to do a little bit of durability testing, making sure it stayed zero. And I noticed last time my girlfriend and I went to the range, I was trying to see which gun she was interested in shooting. Excuse me. Oh, sorry. So I was trying to see which gun she would be interested in. And she was really interested in kind of the texture and feel of the Echelon. And then when she shot this, she was noticing that she was shooting like really low right. And I go, okay, maybe it's a her thing. And she's like, I'm trying here. Can I just use the iron sights? Because you get a little bit of a co-witness. Not really, though. You basically have to superimpose that. So it doesn't get that low with the plate. But essentially, I shot it too, and it was really low. And I was like, all right, what's going on here? And then I could like feel this wiggling. So like it came off the Acro plate that they provided. So maybe I just didn't tighten it down that well the first time. But I put some Loctite on things, locked it down. I've been beating it around. I'm going to do some more testing on this, but so far it's maintained on this as well. I've had another, I think like 1 or 2 range trips since it became loose. So these could both be, you know, easily solvable, potentially user errors that are with this Cyelee Bear. The one thing that I will say, this is my first mailbox sight. I was expecting windows to be bigger on these. I have, you know, like a 507 right here. And the big mailbox. This takes up a lot more, like, space on, you know, it's a lot more mass. It's bigger, but the window doesn't seem like, when you point it, that much bigger. But I do like, with a mailbox, it seems like using just how you look through this, that you can get the dot in the window a little bit easier. So I might try the few more mailboxes. The Lead and Steel Pandora is definitely on my list because I love the Promethean. But back to the Cyelee Bear. So this comes in at $215. It's got nice buttons. This one, unlike the other two Cylees I reviewed, you can use the Holosun tool to adjust it, which was really nice. This, like any of the other Cylees, you get fully submersible, rainproof. They got their screw torque on there. And I said in the other videos, they have really good instructions, really good like kind of manuals. They even tell you how to adjust the sights and things like that on their dots. So really, I think you get a lot in the box. I think you get a lot for your money. I definitely say if you're looking for budget dots, I would probably start with a Cyelee if it's your first dot or something like that. Like if you don't want to shell out full on for the Holosuns, I get that, you know, like it's an extra, let's say $120 for this over the Cyelee Bear. And a lot of people are even buying those Swamp Fox Krakens or those Gideon, I think it's like a Mediator or something it's called. But they're pretty much the same optic, and this one's coming in cheaper. So good on Cyelee for not trying to take profit margins, potentially. I don't know like what they're, you know, what they worked out with the company that made all of the sites for all the different companies, if they got a better deal and they could price them lower, or if they just said, hey, we're not going to take as much profit on each one. But either way, Cylee's coming in at the lowest price, I feel like, with things. And by all accounts, from people testing these, they've had pretty good experiences. I know Humble Marksman just put out Bull Pro. Tactical Santi, I was talking to a little bit about these. He said so far so good. He hasn't had anything to complain about. So shout out to both of them for doing some testing on these. And yeah, if you're interested, give these things a try. Like I said, the only thing that I've experienced is user error. But if you guys have already tried these potentially or experiencing something similar, leave a comment so then I can make a follow-up video like, hey, this wasn't just a me thing. It's potentially, you know, across the board. So I always want to, you know, keep you guys informed if I experience anything at the range, if something seems off, because the whole reason I started this channel is so that you guys wouldn't waste money on things that were lackluster or anything like that. But so far on the Cylees, I'm happy. I'm using them on guns. I'm taking them to the range. I haven't like carried any of the guns with the Cylees yet. I'm still vetting them a little bit further. But overall, yeah, I'm decently happy with this. Let's end with a shooting montage of this bear. And then take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. What the heck? This is red dot as shit or something.
The dot was clear for me on that one. But the gun was too much for me to want to shoot again.
It's wiggling.